Hello everyone. So this is an update to my devlog over yesterday. Today I implemented a first-person camera view, and I got the free-look camera working mostly as I needed to. However, I did discover new bugs after fixing the old bugs. Basically, now none of my print strings or print text are working, and my ability to use functions is not working because now I can't pass in any input variables, and none of the local variables will work within a function now. So that's a bit of a headache, but there's plenty to do to keep me busy. Now I will just show you real quick. The issue that I was having with the free look camera yesterday was because of this node right here. If you try and compare two float values that have a fractional remainder, after a certain decimal, the engine will just round it off, and on each call, these two numbers sometimes will line up and sometimes they won't, just due to the way the code works. So what you have to do is specify an error tolerance in here, and put it right at this very last decimal place, and that way these numbers will always line up, because they'll be the same up to this point, and then after that, that's where they start becoming different. And while this will introduce some degree of shift, like within this case the rotation, it's not going to be anything noticeable even in, like, several hours of playing. So that was that issue. This isn't really something that I found covered in tutorials, but it can, if you don't know what's going on, it can be a massive headache and take several days to figure out the first time you deal with this node. So that's that, and then I'll just show you. I'm using the debugging function here for anybody that doesn't know about it. Basically what you do is you just right click on anything and you hit, watch this value, and then you would go to here, and then once you hit watch a value, and then you can select whatever blueprint that you have a value watched in, and it will let you debug your blueprint graphs in real time. So you can see the logic firing off. These nodes should be printing to the screen like they did yesterday, but now they don't. So that's an interesting one. Anyways, I decorated my little test level here, because I'm on a potato of a laptop right now. I don't have my old development computer. I basically have to keep things very confined, or I run out of RAM very quickly. So you'll probably see this level quite a bit as I'm just going through building the various systems of the game. And this is really just prototyping right here, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And really right now I'm doing this for me. But down the road, once I'm not encountering so many issues with the engine, unexplainable issues, I'll be able to actually work on a shippable build. Until then, just kind of follow along if I do ever get this to the point where I can offer you guys something that's playable. Of course, it will be free to play, so don't have to worry about that. I'm not really planning on monetizing anything. But I did want to just throw in, these are some assets that I had purchased before, just to give you some idea of the art style I was going for. Originally on my first project, when I first got into Unreal Engine, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make EverQuest. And while I can make the the game systems itself, all the core game systems, as far as building out all the content and being able to afford it. Yeah. So anyways, this just gives you a glimpse at basically the level of quality I'm going for, as far as the art assets, and then the gritty textures, but just updated to modern graphics. The art style is going to be photorealistic. And then I'll go ahead and show you my the first person camera here. So when you zoom in all the way and zoom back out, it shifts to a different camera. And I have it set up so that you can actually see your feet and your hands. And now I'm using the default animation, so I have to work on that probably tomorrow. But this is something that's missing from the EverQuest first-person camera, and I feel like that's a big reason a lot of people probably don't use it as much. Because it kind of breaks, on one hand it gives you more immersion, but not being able to see your characters like feet or hands or anything kind of defeats all that extra immersion. So the other nifty thing here is you can see I have it set up so it actually, when you look up and down in first person mode, your character's head will move up and down with the camera. So I just thought that was a fun little feature to throw in. And then if I turn down the run speed here, all that crazy head shaking stuff goes away, and it's a lot more akin to real life than what you get when you're at full run speed with the default animation for the mannequin. And then right here I have my little bridge that you can't pass through yet. I have to set up the auto crouch function / crouch function. I'll probably tackle that tomorrow. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm sure more unexplainable bugs are going to crop up here, but that's fine. Like I said, there's plenty for me to do. And if you follow along, you'll see that this game will start to resemble EverQuest, but then you'll also see the twists I have in mind that I think a lot of people will really enjoy. Like I played WoW for a long time, and I enjoyed that quite a bit too. But it kind of, it got stale in the last several years or so. And then I found myself going back to EverQuest, and of course, that's only good for so long, and then, it's just much of the same design between both the games these days. Very grindy, which is good, but the problem is your character progression gets very stale, and just kind of lacks meaning after a certain point. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to change with the design ideas I want to go for. If you're a fan of Project 99, I think you'll also really enjoy the game design I'm going to be implementing here. So it'll take a while, but within a few months or so, this will look like an actual successor to EverQuest in some respects. And like I said, it'll be free to play. This is just a passion project for me. I'm not planning on monetizing it, but yeah, so that's it for today. And then, like I said, tomorrow I'll probably work on the crouch functions and stuff like that. But yeah, stay tuned.